Warriors,
come out to play.
Warriors, come out to play. Warriors, come out to play.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Scoop. I'm Ava Hanley, your host.
Coach OB. I was going to say Coach B.
And our special guest of the day,
Coach Pinabell.
Coach Pinabell is here finally. This has been a long time coming. We've been talking about this.
I mean, it's been a busy fall. We're going to hear all about it today, so we're excited about that.
We're excited.
Yeah.
Okay, so Coach P has just been named the Division II Football Coach of the Year.
Yep. What is it? New England Sports
Journal,
Yep.
yes.
Round of applause.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
What a way to start.
I joked with some of my coaching friends who have reached out. It's kind of like a lifetime achievement award, you know. You're only as good as your players and coaches, so it's humbling, to be honest.
What a job this guy did leading the whole year. It was a gem. I mean, you were there too on the sideline.
You got to experience it.
Yeah.
It was definitely.
You saw some things on the sideline.
I don't think I've ever been so scared of someone else, like someone else getting in trouble.
Let's
you know
get
what
into
I mean?
the real stuff to start.
The real stuff. I just
This is why you
I was like, oh
terrify
my
me,
goodness.
Coach B.
It's all right though.
Yeah.
I mean, they would not have gotten where they were if it wasn't for all the sideline talks, all the huddles. We'll talk about the huddles.
Yes.
But it was a really, really fun season. Congrats.
Thank you.
So when we take our players onto the show, we always have them start with an origin story. So if you want to give us an origin story, how you started in sports, how you started coaching, what's kind of been like the story of Coach P.
Story. People probably don't know this. I played college baseball. When I was 8 years old, I was the fattest kid on the Little League team, and they put me at catcher because I couldn't do anything else. Next thing you know, I was a catcher the rest of my life. So I'm grateful to be fat as a little kid. My coaching journey, wow. So I was in college at UCF, and I was student teaching my senior year. And I got an opportunity to just be like an assistant coach at my local high school, and it just clicked, And I started coaching in 1992 down in Florida. I was an assistant coach for 14 years, so I paid my dues, and then I got an opportunity in 2005 to get my first head coaching job, and I was 33 years old. I had, honest to God, no idea what the heck I was doing, and over the last 21 years, I've been a head football coach at different high schools, and I just finished my 7th at FEM, which is hard to believe.
That's quick.
It's flown by. It's just been an incredible journey and just an awesome life. It really has been.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
It's funny how these things start in different ways, and everyone has a different story.
Mm-hmm. And all paths kind of lead to like where you're supposed to be, which I think is something that's really important for everyone to realize. Especially, I'm going to talk like senior year, but knowing that like things are going to work out is definitely inspiring. Gives me a little bit of like, okay, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, I teach seniors, and I say to them, relax, everything's going to be fine. You're going to end up exactly where you're supposed to be. If you told me 7 years ago I was going to be sitting here at Bishop Fee, I would have said there's no way. I was very happy where I was at, and things just fell into place, and wow.
Exactly. I feel like the way you're talking about it kind of sounds like something that Kane and Owen brought up, your like one game at a time mentality, where you just take everything one step. How has that kind of played a part in your life, but then also for the team this season especially?
In my life, there's ups and downs like any other person, and if you have a victory, you have a setback, you just got to recalibrate and just keep pushing forward. That's life, right? And I think the greatest thing about high school athletics or extracurriculars is it teaches you how to bounce back from setbacks and working together to do that. As far as the football season, we came up with a mantra going in that we were going to be 1-0, whether it was every practice, every drill, every day, and I knew going in our schedule was going to be very difficult, and we had to have a short memory, win or lose, or we would have struggle the next time out. So I think, I give the guys credit for that. And, I just give the mantra, and they took it from there, and, had a good run.
I think I was right there, and we had to do it. To Coach P's credit, and also what he was just saying, it was the hardest schedule in program history, at least since I've been here, and certainly I think you can speak to that a little bit. What was the purpose of that, Coach P, as we were doing it?
You know, we've been knocking on the door for the last 5 years. We've been in the quarters, we've been at the semis. We were one step away from the Super Bowl, and every time we got to that spot, it just seemed like we weren't initially ready for that type of opponent. We would eventually get there in the game, but it's too late sometimes. And so I knew we had a good team. I knew we had a strong senior class, and I said, you know what, we're going to go out and get the best schedule we can, even if that means we were going to end up 4-4 in the regular season. I really didn't care. My goal is for us to be playing our best football in November. Luckily, we were able to go through the regular season and have a great one, but we played our best football in November, and I think the schedule played a huge role in that, particularly the Bridgewater-Raynham game. You know, you fall behind 14 in the third quarter against an opponent like that. If you're not battle tested, you're probably done. So I think it played a huge role, and I think it built grit for our guys, and yeah.
I think too with those teams, because you know going into them, like, oh, this is going to be a hard game. Like, you knew at the beginning of the year this is going to be the hardest schedule. You kind of have to coach for that. You have to be like, okay, like, this might not be a win. Not giving that negativity in, but just like setting them up like you have to work no matter what. Did that kind of mantra of the one game at a time progress through the season at all, as you were starting to realize, like, oh my gosh, we're winning against these huge big name teams?
For me personally, I was very much living in the moment. And I know that's coach talk, but it's true. And whatever season it is, you know, let's say we have a big win against Franklin. Well, by Saturday morning, I'm already thinking, oh my God, all right, we got to move on to Taunton. We got to get prepared for them. So for me, it was a very short memory. But we had one cool thing we did this past year that we'll see if it continues. But I think every group is different in their personality. But one of the things we had was if we win, we don't come in. So what that meant was typically after a Friday night game, you bring the team in Saturday morning, you get a lift in, you watch a little bit of film. It's nothing crazy, but I thought the time off for the guys to, number one, enjoy the victory. You got to enjoy the victories. But number two is like get ready to go for that next week. So by giving them that extra day, I felt like that was beneficial too, and I think it was beneficial for the coaches. You know, we got coaches that teach and have young kids at home, and then I'm an empty nester, so I could be here 24 hours a day, but for my staff, it's a little bit different. So yeah, I think that was part of it too, just those little idiosyncrasies you kind of build in as the season goes on. And they loved it. I mean, after you were there, like every Friday night, we'd be like, we win, we don't come in, so we'll see if that continues. We got a new group starting next year.
Got to win some games, so that's the case, right?
You got to earn that. You got to
earn that.
I have a question too. So you can't say the Super Bowl this year, but what is one memory you'll take from this year that maybe would surprise us?
Camping trip.
Okay.
I've heard about this.
So I won't get too graphic, but we do bring the boys on a camping trip every year, and I must be absolutely sadistic to think that 75 teenage boys going camping is,
What could go wrong? It did, Ava.
Not really that bad. So we have one, I'm not going to name the individual, but we have one outdoorsy loving player who's very fun loving, and he thought it'd be a good idea to throw a can of bug spray into a fire. And there was this big boom. And the kind of angry Coach P came out, which doesn't come out a lot. It came out. I immediately dragged all of them to the field, and we ran for like 10 minutes. But it was a funny moment. Like, you look back now, it was kind of like, all right, it wasn't anything that bad. It was mischievous. But that, to me, was one of the funnest memories. I also have to say, I was talking to a couple of my buddies the other day about this, like, what's your top 5 games in your career? And I've been doing this for 33 years now, so it's hard to pick. But I got to tell you, that fourth quarter against Bridgewater-Raynham is right up there. It was a blur. It was a blur, but it was just crazy. The crowd was going nuts. The sideline was going nuts. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you were on pins and needles, but that was pretty cool.
Yeah. There's quite a few videos, even friends that have sent me from standing in the crowd of just watching, like, you can see us on the sideline, you guys on the sideline, and then the players on the field. And after every play, everyone just kind of looks around and be like, is this really happening? It was a really cool experience to be on the outside of. To be inside, that would be crazy.
Well, you were on the sidelines, right? So a moment that was not captured that I'll disclose now is soon as we made that 4th down stop, great play, unbelievable play.
Johnny Cags.
DB, baby.
Johnny Cags sent us to the Super Bowl.
DBU. I looked at Coach Crossman and I said, did we really just win? And I kept saying it for like 30 seconds. Like, did we really just win? And I was just in a state of like, oh my God, we finally got to the mountaintop, and wow, how about that, you know?
And 4 years later at the same field going down, so it's kind of poetic there.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, 4 years
Were you at that
prior,
game?
4 years prior, we very well should have won that game. You know, we put ourselves in a hole against King Philip, and I can remember we just needed 3 more minutes, and we didn't get it, you know, and that kind of came to my mind too, like how things go in cycles, and there's irony in life and all that. So, yeah.
It was cool.
Quite amazing.
It was quite amazing. And also, like, the cheer girls know nothing about football, I'm being so honest. So
Well, Ava has to teach them.
I do teach them. I do my part. But they were all looking around like everyone else, but they were more of what's going on, like what happened.
Well, some of them are short too, right?
They
can't
don't know
see.
what's going on. They don't know what the announcer is saying. So to have to like bridge the gap, it was a great night.
So this is really the MVP of the season right here. She was
100%.
keeping it all glued together.
Well, and I want this to be known. I greatly appreciate our cheerleaders. They travel everywhere, you know, and they don't get a lot of like, I don't want to say credit. That's not the right word, but they should be lauded for the things they do to help not only our program but just the school, you know. And they work hard. Like, let me tell you, they get in there at 6 a.m. on a Tuesday morning and they're doing flips and jumps and all that stuff. If I did that stuff, I'd be dead on my neck.
Way more athletic than our boys.
Oh God,
I'll
yes.
tell you that.
100%. So.
Well, Orf can
Orf can flip.
Orf
Maybe
can.
it'll go Orf
He's a
here,
different
everyone
dude.
else. Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
he's a special one there.
He's also our talent show winner.
Yes, congratulations.
I
Many
voted for
talents.
him.
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
I voted for him.
Me too.
And Casey.
And
Let's not
Casey.
forget
And
Casey. Casey's got that bellowing voice. And you know where he started that? Camping trip 2
How
years
about
ago.
that?
Really?
2 years ago,
Wow.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
So full circle.
How about that?
How about
huh?
that?
What was the decision too? Going back to the cheer squad, we got to give a little love to the cheer squad. Bringing the cheer into the huddle. I know you had questions about the huddle
did.
too.
When I was a head coach down south, we were big into community, you know, and I believe that everywhere I've been. And the cheerleaders are part of the community. So a couple years in, I got to know Coach Feeney, who I love dearly. She is the best. I said to her, I go, hey, you know what? Why don't you guys just come in our huddle after the game? You're out there with us, so, you know, and it's just, maybe it's a symbolic thing, but it's just to, you know, create the idea that we're all in this together as a community, you know. So
Yeah.
That's a big part. What'd you think?
I think so too. I actually made note of like some of me and my teammates, our favorite moments have been in the huddles, like the funny off the cuff stuff that gets said, or if you look to someone and be like, oh, what day is it, and they don't know what to say, like everyone else knows what to say and they choke. Like those are the best. I remember standing in front of or behind Coach Hawkstein, and he was responding to something and he tripped over himself and looked around. He's like, you didn't see that, and like walked behind me, and we just crack up and it's a good time. And I also think the whole notion idea of like us all being one family has really been made known, especially these past 2 years when we've done the huddle. And I made note of how much you just say that you're like proud of the guys. Cheer aside in the huddle, like after a game, and of course winning is great, but how many times you've expressed like, I'm so proud of you guys, I'm so glad that we're here, we did this together, like that I think plays a really big role in how successful the team was in general.
to be a high school athlete or to participate in extracurriculars, it's a heck of a thing to do. You know, people don't realize the amount of time you put in off the field, off the court, off the stage. People don't realize it. You know, they just see the final result. And I think those kids are special. I do. I think those kids are special because you got kids that are, you know, practicing all hours of the day. Then they go home. They got to do their homework. A lot of them are in AP classes. They're successful there. And the truth is, what you're doing now is going to make you way better down the road. And those experiences tie into that too. You know, those are the memories you carry. You know, you might not remember who won the Super Bowl, but you're going to remember being there. Mm-hmm. You know, for example. So,
How amazing. What did you think of the Super Bowl? I know we talked about it.
It was so cool.
Right after it happened.
It
You
was
got your
so
own
cool.
little dressing area
Yeah,
and
I
everything.
got to walk in.
And you got to do, Fian got to do all the cheer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't have cheerleaders. So, I mean, I'm not watching the recording until football season is completely over, but I did
Same.
record it on my TV. And every time there was an off cut, it went straight to us, which is
Yeah.
really, really cool.
I have not watched the game completely from the TV side of it. I mean, I did stats, but walking in there is kind of like a surreal moment because in my head, I'm thinking, wow, this is where Coach Belichick was. This is where, Coach Vrabel is. This is where they beat the Colts in 2000. Like those are the things that are going through my head. In addition to, we're playing a juggernaut, kind of like an NFL team, but I won't comment any further on that. It was cool. It was cool. Like, being in the locker room and just the whole thing was awesome. And obviously we want to do it again down the road for
the
sure.
plan.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Yeah. Good segue into the weekend.
This weekend. The other Super Bowl.
Yeah. America's worst nightmare is back.
We are back.
baby.
We're back.
We're
Why are we in this garb? I love Drake May. What's
We've
going on
addressed
this
that,
weekend? Yep.
And
Sorry,
it's
I'm
the
in
Super
my
Bowl.
fee and stuff, but that's
You'll
also
get into some other
very,
stuff.
very superstitious when
Yes.
it comes to Patriots. So
Me
Yeah.
too, honestly. But
So what do we got this
the
week?
shirt is not. The shirt isn't part of my superstition. It's pretty much everything else, but it's fine. So this weekend, Super Bowl. Sunday, it's going to be great.
Yep.
I'm not stressed at all. It's definitely not.
Okay.
Why would you be stressed?
No, it's just another game.
It's just another
Just
game.
another game. 1-0.
One
We
and
just want to go 1-0.
we got all we need. We got all we need.
Who was the first one? Was it Devin McCourty that said at the beginning of the year? He was the one that said something like, "Oh, we're back" after they won one game.
Yeah.
Like he must be laughing in everyone's faces
There's a
right
Buffalo
now.
We all are.
Yeah.
There was a Buffalo game back in September where they won on that Sunday night, and all of a sudden everybody started saying, "Oh, maybe we got
Oh.
something
That's
here."
it. What,
Greatest-
what impressed you about the year for the Patriots?
Consistency. This team reminds me of the first Super Bowl team in 2001. So I'm dating myself here. I was in my 30s. That team and this team, the parallel is they found a way to win every possible way, whether it was blocking a kick, whether it was outscoring an opponent, whether it was grinding it out in a snowstorm. Like, they found a way to win it. And let's be honest, it's not a group of superstars.
Not at all.
There's so many parallels to that first Patriots team. And again, I think the parallel going into the Super Bowl is nobody's given us a chance. It's the same way it happened with the Rams back in 2001. And we got them right where we want them. I'm telling you.
I like
we
that.
got them right where we want them.
Definitely. We do.
Let's do it.
I think we're winning. Speaking of winning, do we have some score predictions?
It's going to be low scoring. Again, I always say it's BP's non-expert picks with my friends.
Yeah, got to disclaim that. I love it.
I'm going 23-20 Pats. I think it's going to be a very low-scoring game. I think it's going to come down to who turns the ball over less. Sounds like any football game, but I think that's going to be a big key.
Yeah. You want me to go with mine?
Yeah,
And then
do
we'll
yours,
finish
and
up
then I'll
with
do
yours? Yeah. So I have a very credible source. I sourced my class. You know who you are. We're going to go Patriots 27, of course, Seahawks 20. So
Okay.
27-20. We'll see how it shakes out. I think there's going to be early scores this year. I actually think there's going to be a couple first drive touchdowns.
Oh,
Because I think we're going to buck the system a little bit. We'll see if I'm
good
right.
plan. Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
I think I don't have it on mine. I think I have it on yours. I think I'm putting 20 to 17.
21-17.
21-17
Okay.
Patriots. I think it's going to be a very defensive game.
Okay.
Because, in my opinion,
Yes.
my very professional
Very expert opinion.
I think the defense is going to outweigh the offense on both sides.
Okay.
And I think maybe it's not going to be like complete defensive plays to return for a touchdown, but they're going to set them the majority of the touchdowns up.
Okay.
Which I'm not complaining.
One
Yeah.
interesting fact, which I'm sure you guys know, the Patriots in their 3 playoff games played 3 of the top 5 defenses in the National Football League statistically. So that being said, I think this gives them an advantage. And they have not played Seattle yet this year. Seattle's 2 playoff wins were against teams they played for the 3rd time in the regular season. So I think the Patriots have a slight advantage there, as I trust our coaching staff.
I do too. They're a little scrappy. I kind of like it.
Very scrappy. We're going to do what it takes.
Do what it takes.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm trying to think what other Super Bowl. Oh, have you been to any games this year?
I have been to 2 games this year. We went to the playoff game against the Chargers. That was awesome. It was a Sunday night game. It made for a long Monday. I really didn't care. It was the atmosphere in there was just electric. It was electric. And then we went to the Buffalo game when they lost.
The comeback from Buffalo.
The comeback.
That was tough.
But just being there, I mean, I wish I could get to go more, but with my schedule, it's just really hard. And my wife doesn't like super cold weather, so she's a big
Welcome
football
to New
I mean,
England.
she's one of the biggest football fans. She's like, you got to see the 2 of us on a couch on a game day. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. But yeah, a couple games this year. I usually get to 2 a year.
2 a year. Did you go to
Nice.
any this year?
No, I don't think so. It's hard with the boys.
Yeah.
Once they get a little, I like watching the games with them when we can. It was good because we had a lot of 1 o'clock games, so they could watch them. We'll get there once they kind of, because they're starting to, they're wearing the gear
Yeah,
and they got
get it up.
going to school and everything. You've seen all the photos. It's so we're getting there.
And
We're
then on
getting
the
there.
flip side, I got one in college.
Yeah.
So we're at that point where the 2 of us go to a game together, and
That's fun.
It's just awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's fun. Nothing like
It all
it.
comes back around. It's generational
does.
around here. Ava.
I know. I mean,
Yeah. She's got
once you're-
superstitions too. We've talked about on the pod.
Once you're a football fan, you're a football. I mean, a Patriots fan, you're a Patriots fan for life.
Amen.
Oh, yeah.
You can't. There's no getting out of
Indoctrinated.
it. I have a couple friends that I met over the summer. They're from like all over the country, and they've all been checking in on me. Like we don't talk that much, but they've all sent me a text about
Just wait
the
till
Super Bowl.
college.
Exactly.
Oh
know?
my God.
You're gonna go in a champion, hopefully.
Hopefully, I know
Yeah.
we've got people all over the country that watching the game, being like, "Oh, I'm the only Patriots fan here." They
Oh,
walk
yeah.
in all proud in their red, white, and blue.
So we're kind of going with a new segment here. What's the scoop?
Oh God. Okay. Yes.
And so this is just quick hit questions. So I'll let Ava run
Okay.
with this.
Number 1. What is the scoop with Super Bowl snacks?
Oh, Buffalo wings. Come on. That's
Really?
a
That
given.
was like 2 seconds.
100%.
What's your Mount Rushmore? Your top 4?
Buffalo wings,
Buffalo wings. Buffalo wings.
Buffalo chicken
wings.
dip.
pizza rolls.
Oh, those are good. I got third degree
we need a
burns from
sponsor.
those.
We need some sponsors.
Pigs in a blanket. That's
Okay.
highly underrated.
Okay.
As a fat boy talking here. I mean,
Well,
pigs
we
in a
all are.
blanket.
Super
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
Super Bowl.
Our diet starts Monday. All right. What else?
That was 3.
What's the
And there
drink?
were 3. Well, I can't say it on
Different
air.
stuff. Different stuff.
Diet
Different
Coke.
stuff. Yeah, Diet
Diet
Coke and
Coke,
water.
yes,
Diet Coke and
Diet
water.
Coke.
Gotta stay hydrated.
Yep.
All right.
I like those.
What do you got for snacks?
Snacks, buffalo chicken dip.
Oh
Yes.
yes. Yes.
I like my dips. I could do. My grandmother makes like a pizza dip. That's pretty good.
Really?
It's like, oh, I'm very excited for
Yeah.
Sunday. I just remembered that existed as I said it. Actually.
There you go.
I could go pigs in a blanket or like cheese and crackers.
Oh,
The
cheese
easy.
and
I just want to
crackers,
pick it,
good,
put it on a
yeah.
plate, and watch the
Get,
game.
get run out. Get ready to roll.
What about you?
Definitely wings. My staple that I've always had is Cool Ranch Doritos.
Okay.
So whether it's because they always have funny, what you call it,
Commercials, yeah.
And I remember like taking the bag out and putting it in a big bowl, and like my dad and everyone would just be eating it and everything. So that's part of it. So 2 of those, buffalo chicken dip, and what else? Carrots and celery. I don't know.
Ooh, healthy.
Just throwing
like,
it, just
what
throwing it
is
in
this?
there. No, I don't do that. I just stay healthy.
I love when they do that with the wings. They bring out the
Yeah.
carrots
Yeah,
and the celery, and you're like, it's just trying to make you feel good about what you're doing. Like nobody eats it.
They're hopefully like the celery and the carrots. Like they
panicked.
blend
If I
in.
panicked, I didn't know.
They get sauce on them. You think it's a wing. It's fine. That's a good one though.
I don't know.
Do you guys do a Super Bowl meal, or is it just snacks?
We're game time snacks. So what we might do this week, we haven't figured out our menu. We'll do that tomorrow.
The
We
menu?
His grazing boards are legendary.
They
too.
are. No, that's all.
Ah.
That's all, Mrs.
We might have to get a photo and put this in
It's
there.
pretty amazing.
You have to send me a picture.
But we may do something more New England themed, like a clam chowder or something like that.
Like
I don't
that.
know yet.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see.
Will you do any Anne Michael May recipes for dessert?
No. I do have a brownie mix. It's Ghirardelli. It's quite
Those are the
good.
good
I'll
ones.
just go with that. I'm
Keep
not
it.
the
I had to ask.
no bakeness for me.
No bake. I need to make one. I've been putting it off all year. I
Well, the
always
Fanatics
say.
cooking show.
Exactly.
We are
That
all
would be
waiting
cool.
on bated breath.
We're waiting. I'm
What
sorry.
else we got? We got a couple minutes.
Super Bowls of the past. I know we shared Super Bowl memory last time, but do you have any top Super Bowl memories?
I lived in Atlanta for about 10 years. And so when the Patriots came back and beat the Falcons,
Were you down there?
no, I was here. I was here, but I still have a lot of friends down that way, and boy, they were angry. And I was just like, well, sorry. So every year when I see the 28-3, I just kind of put a smile on my face. And I think the first Super Bowl for me, because it was so unexpected.
Yeah.
Like, trust me, living in that era, it was like, when I was a kid, the Patriots were horrific. Like, horrific. Like, you get a 50-yard line seat the day of the game. You know,
because you couldn't see it on the TV.
Well, that's right. We used to have blackouts where the local TV wasn't showing the Patriots games. They were so bad. Yeah. So I've kind of seen it from the early days.
She has no idea.
That's, I mean, all
she knows is
no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
No, but I think that first one was pretty awesome. That was great.
That's
for it again.
Yeah, I remember the Cowboy days, so when they had that documentary, which was cool in the 90s. So that was when I first started watching them. Super Bowls. So seeing that. What about you?
My bathroom run. I went to the bathroom during the Super Bowl against the Seahawks.
And she never came out.
And that's where I spent the fourth quarter. The majority. I think my mom saved me eventually because she was watching it. She was like, Ava, like, you were fine. I was like, no, I wasn't.
So the superstitious run strong in the Hanley house.
Yes, you don't move. It's so bad.
So don't go to the bathroom.
I'll
See if the team's coming back.
If the Pats start losing, I might change jerseys. Although, no, I'm not going to say it because if I say it, it's going to jinx us. Not going to say it.
Oh, my hardwood floors, I think I have videos, I'll put it in, of me reaching over the couch to bang on the hardwood floor every time someone's like, oh my gosh, we're going to win. Like, you can't. I'm trying to think of other ones. I don't look in the mirror. This is a weird one, but I can't look in the mirror. It freaks me out. If
Just
it's
in
during
life or during the game? Oh, okay.
Like if when I wash the dish, if I'm washing the dishes and I'm going to the bathroom, the whole game day, you don't look in the mirror because I can't see myself in my attire.
Okay. All right. Whatever it takes to win, Ava.
I'll do my part if you guys do your part.
Right. All I know is Sunday, I'll get up early. I'm going to wear my Patriots stuff to the gym. I got my Patriots sweatshirt for the 11 a.m. mass. And then Drake goes on right before kickoff. So, routine.
Any final questions? We're going to get buzzed here in a second.
I don't know. I feel like we hit everything.
That's pretty much it. This was awesome.
Yeah, it was
fun. Thank you for coming on. It's been real.
Yeah. Should we close it out?
We should close it out. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that was The Scoop. I'm Ava Hanley.
Coach OB.
Coach P.
And we'll see you next time.
Yeah!
I missed it.
It's all right.
Sorry.